Might be a 22 casing. And it might be the only thing we find today. So we've had a very short spring this year in New Hampshire, and right now we're right on the cusp of everything budding, full bloom. I'm not going to be able to see out here, so I made it out to one of our old home sites, which is definitely an early settler site. And you enter the square, you come over the wall, you go down into a ditch, and then you come up to this beautiful little plateau where there's a very small cellar hole, about the size of a refrigerator. In the years past, I always end up here in the summer and I can't see out, up that way, and it's a huge square. But I look now and it just goes up, and not much was happening right around where the cellar is, where the house sat. Crazy. These massive pieces of land where they built their little itty bitty home and then 2 miles of wall around it and nothing else. Anyways, that's where I'm at today. And it's actually raining a bit right now, because that's what we've been dealing with. So, who knows what we may find, if anything, here today. It's always been a kind of thin site, but everything's been old. I swear I heard something in the ground here. It's actually a shotgun shell. Wow, that rang up low. So, although the place has been deserted for 200 years, right over there is a bit of logging junk from the early 1900s. So, there is cross-century contamination. And again, I'm out here to get another look around, do a little exploring as far as I can, that it looks like people may have been doing things. We find anything? Great. Shotgun Willie. Wasn't even supposed to really rain. Yuck. I will say though, it is good to be able to see what I can see. So the house sat way over there. I've just made my way over here to the sidewall, you can see, and then it's just the ridge line right back there. You can see it just goes up. This is it for somewhat decent land. Hard to say if it's ever been worked or anything, especially with the amount of water on the ground. It's been eroding it a long time. Just no signals. Now that I've made it all the way that way, I'm heading back this way. Well, at least it's old, and it's the sign of somebody doing something. Half a foot deep, oxen shoe. Well, it's a lot longer in between clips than you'd think. It just took me 20 minutes to get over to this side. One oxen shoe, and that's it. It just goes down to the brook, small river over there that I'm aware of. And it's kind of the same old textbook style for out here. Huge, 200 acres, one little plateau with a cellar, maybe 10 acres of somewhat usable land, and then just terribleness out there. You know what I would love to be able to see if I could time travel? This area, say 300 years before, 1725, before they started filtering in and surveying as it's written. 1830s, 1840s when it was in its prime, and then 1910, 20s before they logged, to see it in that first grow back, because it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense now. Terrible. And actually, if you look in that direction, the wall we were just on was over there. Those squares go right up to the top of the ridge line. It's huge. We've hiked that, I've filmed it, and then the squares continue on over the other side. But this piece of property goes right up to the top of that. 200 acres out. Fuel can. This is a turned over tree too. Vidal outboard motor oil. Well, I just looked it up. 1940s. It's actually in pretty good condition for sitting out here for that long. Logging. So what I wanted to say was, being out here now, I was hoping to see, find, discover a well or a barn foundation or even a footprint, but nothing. And that's, again, classic for these early settler sites. But that's kind of cool in its own way. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and swipe a weedy. And I can see him getting back down to the other corner. I was over there doing my zigzag to this point. Well, I zigzagged back and forth twice. Got to that slope again, figured, well, let's head down there. I've never been on this part of the brook. It's nice, but all that swinging, one signal, one casing. So yeah, I just made my way all the way up and over, and the only thing I'm seeing is right there. Pushed rocks right at the edge of the brook. That's actually the first sign of anybody moving any land out here aside from the loggers. That's cool. Huh, I don't even think it's a wall. It's just like a 30-foot section pushed. It's a wall, just 30 feet of it. Bizarre. Well, it actually might be a shoulder. This might have been a cart path, because it's been shouldered in a few spots as I make my way down. Which, that makes more sense. It's the little bits and pieces out here. It's amazing how you can burn up 3 hours of time out here. We're not going to find anything in the ground. It's just too desolate. I really was hoping to discover a well or a barn or some portion of land that was worked up at the site, but it's just too rugged. But we did find a bit of a cart path, one of his, because he's got one on the other side, which is pretty cool. But again, it's so big, it just takes time, and we keep coming back because it's enjoyable, and you never know. It just takes the right day. All right, I have to hike out of here. I appreciate you watching. Get out and explore your world. It's fun. I'll see you next time.